All right, today I am taking a look at Tin Cup Colorado Mountain Whiskey. And so this is a little bit of a strange one. One, it's got a very unique bottle shape. When this came out, it was like nothing else in the bourbon whiskey market. One, it's a whiskey. It's a combination of that 21% rye mash bill MGP Indiana bourbon and Colorado single malt, presumably from Stranahans. It's a Proximo product. Proximo, who most sort of famously is the company that owns and operates Cuervo and Patron, Bushmills, several other brands. This is their entrance into the bourbon whiskey market. So kind of a unique story for a brand that's basically national. You could pretty much find Tin Cup anywhere. It's going to be around that $20 to $25 price point. And so the real question is like who is this whiskey for? Who does it appeal to? What is it used for? To me, it's a very good starter whiskey. It's 82 proof, so it's not too high in proof. It's generally presents as very smooth, very easy to drink. But when you look at the history of it, you look at how it was developed, you look at how it's made, it's very unique for an item that is kind of right at that starting point of that, right at the start of the premium price point. So let's just dig right into it. Very distinct kind of apple aroma right on the nose. There's definitely kind of a apple cinnamon thing going on. Cinnamon sugar. There's a little bit of maltiness to it. It's almost like a butter cookie aroma I'm getting here. And then there's spice. You know, the spice is in there. It's not over the top, but it's definitely in there. Yeah, the one thing I'd be curious about, which they don't actually say, is the percentage of the Colorado malt to the Indiana bourbon that's actually in this whiskey. So it's a mountain whiskey made with Indiana bourbon, Colorado single malt, and they actually do a lot of sponsorship with professional fishing. So it's a lot of different things to different groups. Let's have a sip. There's like a creamy kind of cocoa chocolate note in there. There's an orange note in there. There is definitely like a biscuitiness, a little bit of maltiness to it, which I think that MGP recipe has anyway, because it tends to be a little more floral, a little lighter, but it's light and it's got that sort of smooth drinkability for like a beginning premium whiskey, but it does have a nice spice kick to it. So there is definitely some complexity on the back end here. This isn't just sort of like a one note, super easy to drink whiskey. It's friendly, it's approachable, but it's not, it's got a little bit more character than that. Let's try one more sip. More lifted baking spices there. A little bit more of that fruit note coming through on that second sip. I'm definitely getting like a retro hail of like that floral stuff going on. Yeah, I mean, this is great sort of beginner to sort of medium whiskey drinker. If you want something simple, around 20-25 bucks, you want something that you can throw in the cooler. Actually, I've had this whiskey at a party when it was chilled, like fresh out of like an iced cooler, and it was great. That ice just kind of settled down some of the spiciness, and so you could really get that malt note, you can really get that biscuity note, and you could really get more of that fruit going on as well. So approachable, drinkable, easy, casual, not super expensive. That is what Tin Cup Mountain whiskey, American whiskey, is all about. And yeah, it's a weird brand, and it's a cool bottle, but it's definitely one that I think if you haven't tried it ever, it's definitely one worth a try. So there you go. Cheers.